Hello everyone, this is Kitsu Runnin, aka Sir Rob. I did this recording on Tuesday, but I wasn't able to do my commentary until Thursday, so I apologize. So there's no Legendary Crom this week, it's not water season, so overall, the run was pretty easy. I did lose a match, but it was pretty early in the run, so this video hopefully is going to be a little shorter. So this is the first week that I'm using Legendary Edelgard as part of my Arena Core. I gave her Rally Defense Res Plus, and I got that skill from New Year's Anna, who was in the Divine Code pool. And I'm not really sure that I like the synergy of this team that much. Legendary Edelgard wants to be alone, while Legendary Roy wants to be adjacent to an ally to activate his C skill. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can really do about that. Legendary Roy and Legendary Edelgard are going to be a part of this core no matter what. Unless somehow I manage to free pull a potential B dual Cavalry 4, in which case I think Legendary Ephraim would probably score higher than Legendary Roy. Because Ephraim does have that perf B skill. But I think the real issue is that Flame Emperor has been on my Fire Arena Core, and I did switch him up to the to my Earth Season Core temporarily. New Year's Keaton is planned to be on my Earth Core, and he's not finished yet. But since it is fire season now, I had to move them back to the fire core. And I think I will, well, I might replace Flame Emperor on that team just because he is redundant. He is also a player phase green armor, just like Legendary Edelgard. So, we'll see. And I watched the Fate channel. They did announce that we're getting reserve team slots, which I'm pretty happy about. Those slots won't actually be good for what I do with Arena Assault, because those team slots don't have the units that you put in there can't have their skills changed. And I'm not sure whether they can even be fielded at all. I think it's just like a storage. So, at the very least, I think it will be good for summoning, because you'll have more slots open and you won't have to go back and delete some of your units or make them into combat manuals every so often. And this team is the team that I end up losing to. I wanted to use Ileana here, but Ileana actually cannot beat Legendary Lilina, even though mine has Art Tomebreaker and Triangle Adept. She has Packed Blooms to increase her resistance. But, you know, Legendary Lilina, in order to survive that matchup, Ileana needs to inflict attack ploy. And in this map specifically, she wouldn't have been able to do that on turn 1, because Legendary Lilina wouldn't have been in range. And I think if I ran Chill Attack on that team, it would be more reliable. But Chill Attack is a bit of a rarer skill at this point, so... And it would require you to use it in the B slot. I think I do use Chill Attack the seal somewhere else. And unfortunately, even though I had Micaiah there, and Micaiah does have the damage reduction on her perf, I'm not sure she would have survived Legendary Lilina. And I did get to a point where I would have had to deal with her in the enemy phase. So I should have at least tried to see what would happen, but I guess I just didn't feel like that. And this team, it looks threatening. But this legendary Korin actually doesn't have a weapon at all, so Lin has Kagami Mochi, and Mikaya has Atlas. It's pretty funny. And it's crazy that these teams score as high as they do.
Your plan.
But yeah, I should see if Mikaya is able to deal with Legendary Lilina in the enemy phase, because I am always looking for good counters for meta units for Arena Assault. Even though I do like using Mikaya as a generalist, because she does have Brash Assault and Desperation, so she gets auto doubles, which is very effective against a lot of what you see in Arena Assault. And I do end up bringing this team out again against this team with Legendary Lucina. I think Performance Inigo is pretty good against Legendary Lilina because he does have Grand Raven and Triangle Adept. Unfortunately, he's not able to get the kill in the enemy phase, but it doesn't really matter. He is able to kill her in the player phase, and since there's no dancers, there's not really any threat of Wings of Mercy happening. I have Chrom tank this Ninja Hana,
What should I do?
and I wasn't really paying attention to Chrom's Sealed Falchions effect. I knew about the stat boost, but I actually was not aware that it prevented the foe from making a follow-up attack. So that was good to learn. Unfortunately, this Sothis has null follow-up, so much for that. Mikaya is able to take out this young Marth. I think the young Marth also has null follow-up, which is amusing. Although it's not really that funny. And then this Sothis is kind of a pain to deal with, just because null follow-up does hamper Chrom and Mikaya pretty significantly. And I try to reposition my units in a way where Chrom's getting the most speed possible. Because he does get a significant amount of speed buffs from his perf, from his bond skills, and from Leon's speed defense link, and from adjacent ally support. But I don't think it ends up being enough speed to avoid getting doubled by Sothis.
Let's go. Let's dance. Sure.
I end up using a Nagasteer here, but that isn't until a good while later.
Time to think.
We did get the Legendary banner recently. Legendary Sigurd just finally in the game. And I actually pulled on Colorless. I sniped Colorless. I spent about 100 orbs. I was going for air merges, because I think I want to spend the majority of my orbs on mythic merges at this point. And Air was sharing with Duma and Eleonora, and I used both, but both are unmerged, so I thought it was a pretty good combination of units. I could get something out of all of them, so that's why I decided to pull there. I ended up getting 2 copies of Duma and a merge for Eleonora, and then I stopped because I didn't really want more than a couple merges for them. I ended up also getting Elise and my first Faye, the character from Fire Emblem Echoes. And I didn't end up getting any errors, but I'm pretty happy with what I got. I don't know what I'm going to do with Faye's Fire Sweep Bow yet. Since it's the first time I've gotten it, I want to make sure that it goes on the right unit and that I get a good amount of use from it. I think it's a good weapon to have for ether raids, but I don't really need a fire sweep unit for either raids at the moment, only because both of my defense teams use a restore trap. I am looking towards the August and September banners, the legendary / mythic banners. August has Sothis, Regin, and Naga,
Okay.
while September has Altina, Hooray, and legendary Crom. And I use all of those units, and I would especially appreciate merges for Regin, Naga, and Altina. And I think Peony has a chance of showing up on either of those banners. She could show up later, but if she does show up on one of those banners, I think that'll be incredible value for me. And so I really want to save my orbs for that. If there's a character I like that comes out, or if there's a harmonized hero that I like, I think I would possibly spend orbs on those, but other than that, I am really looking forward to either of those banners. And so this team is a new team. I built up a George over the past week, and that was kind of bad because I said I was merging up Oscar. But young Inez came out, and I was just inspired to make this team so that I could get the most out of Inez. Because George, he buffs Shamir's and young Inez's attack, and I plan to put Heavy Blade, or not Heavy Blade, I plan to put Infantry Rush on Olivia. I don't have any spare Brady's at the moment, but I think once that happens, I think Inez and Shamir will be even better with the attack buff and the infantry rush buff. Inez will be able to get a special off very often. Even if Shamir goes up against a special fighter unit, she'll still be able to get specials off. So I think that'll be pretty exciting. And I also plan to use Olivia and Shamir in either raids offense. So I think that combination will be good there too. And so I bring out this other team that's sort of an archer themed team. I think this is a good template to use for Arena Assault. I think archers are pretty good in the meta right now just because there's so many flyers. And ranged units are also generally pretty good.
Can't decide. I'm here. Count me in. You're here too.
We got the Golden Week banners recently. I did get a merge for Brave Veronica. Amusingly, she was not a focus, but she was a special 4-star pull. I just thought that was sort of amusing. I didn't really get anyone else. I did get my first Natasha, which was cool. I don't really intend to use her at all, though. Next up is this team with Versa and Falantiki, Legendary Edelgard, Legendary Celica. I think this team that I bring has a good amount of counters to pretty much every unit here. I try to tank this Versa with Niles. Unfortunately, it doesn't play out too well. I don't have Sanaki close to Niles when I try to bait Versa, so Niles isn't able to get the kill. Thankfully, Versa is not fast enough to double Niles, otherwise that would have ended the run. And the rest of the match goes pretty well. Sanaki's able to counter Legendary Edelgard and Legendary Celica. She's a great pick for Fire Season. And then my Cordelia has the Fire Sweep Lance, so this Fallen Tiki isn't much of an issue for her. She's able to attack and keep attacking without getting hit back, so that's pretty nice. I did see the update notes for the next update. Legendary Ike, Black Knight, and Legendary Ryoma are all getting refined, and I use all of those units. I'm very happy about that. My Legendary Ike and Black Knight are both plus 10, and I wasn't expecting either of them to ever get a refine, so it's cool that they're going to be stronger. And Legendary Ryoma, I have the Fire Sweep Sword on him, and I'm pretty happy with the set that I'm using for him right now, so I don't know what I'm going to do with him yet, because his refine might be incredible, and I don't want to feel like I'm wasting all of that. So we'll see what happens with him. This next team is sort of a joke. They're all running Denture skills, and I'm pretty fortunate this rotation, because this is not the first team that I run into this run with a joke team, so that's neat. My Gunthra is here. She is plus 10. She was my first plus 10 5-star exclusive unit, and way back I managed to get her. Well, I managed to get to rank 1 in the arena with her when she was a bonus unit. I don't actually use her anymore, just because she doesn't score that high. But it's actually not just that. I also have 2 legendaries to use on Fire, Water, and Earth season. And Gunthra would be the only one I can use on Wind season, so unless I got a Wind legendary to plus 10, which I have no plans to do, my Wind season team will never score as high as my other season teams, so I probably won't ever use Gunthra more than I already do, even with her Chilling Seal 2. And even with attack res solo 4, I think she's getting, I probably wouldn't use it just because the set I have now is designed to counter Legendary Crom. And I'm not sure she does the best job at that, but if I have a green mage, that's their goal. And most of the ones that I have that aren't flying unit are designed to bait and kill Legendary Crom. And this last team is actually a team that we fought earlier. This Legendary Lucina, again, is probably the most threatening unit on this team. Thankfully, I did give my female Kana Triangle Adept recently, and that was to deal with Legendary Crom, and if you can deal with Legendary Crom, you can definitely deal with Legendary Lucina. So, Kana does very well here. And this Marth, I want to make sure that my Sothis does not get doubled by him. And my Sothis is running Speed Res form, and that was from Wrath. And she's getting speed buffs from Ninian, and I believe she's also getting Goad Dragons from female Kana.
Hi. Yes, I suppose.
If I go away from everyone, then Sothis gets doubled, but if I tank Marth in the enemy phase, she should be able to avoid getting doubled. And I don't generally like enemy phasing things in the arena or the arena assault or even ether raids, just because I think to ensure that you tank stuff safely, you need to do damage calculations, and I'm not always the best at doing that, or I don't always have the patience to do that. But the speed actually didn't end up mattering at all because Marth just died in one hit from Sirius. But this Hannah, she's actually going to survive Sirius because she does have Spurn. And she has Ruptured Sky, so if Hannah doubles Sothis, then Sothis would die. Thankfully, with all of the support Sothis gets, she does avoid the double, and then she's able to get the kill in the player phase. And that is the run. Again, it was nothing too crazy going on in this run. I don't think I encountered a single dancer, so it was nice to have an easy week. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Bye.